In this video, I'm going to paint a small tree of life using cherry blossom flowers. So I'll show you how to make those flowers and the leaves. The background, I'm painting it light gray. So you can choose any color combination. And I'm putting a little random because I don't want like very plain painting. You can use a thick brush to give little texture, and you can use some squarish knife if you want thick textures. I don't want too thick textures on the background, as I want my flowers to be thick, more voluminous than my background. So you can create a crisscross texture like this. This can be done with a knife also. And more interestingly, you can use Zenga blocks. You can take Zenga blocks and load it with paint and put crisscross textures with thick paints. So you can use Zenga blocks to create these crisscross patterns by loading them with paint and running them in crisscross method. So you can experiment with a lot of other materials for creating your impasto. I'll leave it to dry, and till then I'll mix my color combination. The flowers, cherry blossom, I'm planning pink, so more of white and just dash of crimson. So white, and just a dash of crimson. I'll be using a knife with a rounded head because all the flowers will have round petals. Each petal will be rounded. Before I start, I'll just sketch the branch, my tree, with a very light hand. So that I know the placement. You can paint the branches with thin brush, or you can use your knife to make your branch. Just make sure not to make it too fat. My paint is still wet, so that's why it's coming like different color, but you can let the base to dry before you start painting. So I have given my base with a brush, and now I'm using knife to just give some texture to my branches. You can So let's start with the flowers. So as I said, it's round head. Load your knife. Take paint on your fingertip. Load your knife at the top and start placing your flower. Just press it lightly. Don't press it hard, so that it should not touch the base of your canvas, and it leaves thick paint. You can try any color combinations. And the flowers will become big, go like big to small. Smaller flowers towards the end of the branch, and they can come like close to each other. If you want to make like overlapping flowers, make it before the flower at the bottom dries, so that it gives the paint at the top to settle on it properly. Otherwise that leads to crack. Like suppose if I want to make an overlapping flower here, I should make it like right now. Otherwise, so that when I press it, these two flowers also get pressed simultaneously. You can make as many flowers as you want, and you can change the color also. Like some of the flowers can be little darker also. And you'll see that I have not like completely mixed the white and red. I'm just double loading. I'm just putting little red on white. I'm not mixing it completely, so that when I take it on the knife, at some place it is white and some place it is more of red. I'll give some leaves also in between. For that I'm taking my small knife and sap green and some cadmium green. So both light and dark. But I'm not going to give too many leaves. That's why I did not start with the leaf. Otherwise, if you want to give more leaves, then you can start with the leaves. I think this much leaf is fine, and then I'll continue making my flower. See, like I have kept some dark red here, this flower little darker. Now to make like smaller flowers, now I'm like done with my bigger flowers. Now I want like really small flowers. So I'll be using a small knife, but again with rounded edge. And you can use 1 and 2 petal flower as filler also. Like just maybe 2 petal, at some places just 1 petal. That helps in giving a little filled in effect. Like your tree should not look empty. If you're making like a full tree, here I have taken like big flowers at the top and low, like smaller flowers at the bottom. But if you are making like a full tree, take the big flowers at the bottom, and as you go up, you will just completely fill it with small filler flowers. So mine is almost ready. I have some paint, so I'm just adding more here and there. So this is how you do your cherry blossom. And look at the volume, and in this I have not added impasto. So in this entire tutorial you have learned 4 kinds of flowers and petals, how to lay the base, how to do impasto with this impasto paste. There are other brands also available in the market, but this is like really good paste to be used, and I use this in most of my projects. Then you used Camel acrylic paints, heavy body paints. Don't use the bottle ones. Variety of knives. The number of knives and the shape of the knives you can experiment with. You can check out with your local stationery person, like what all knives are available with him. And if you want to make a big canvas, then add the medium, the texture paste, the impasto paste to your paint, and add bigger knives. Then you can create bigger flowers and make bigger paintings. So hope you all enjoyed this video, and please try these out, and I'll always be available on WhatsApp 9739 004 001 for any queries and questions. So get started and discover the joy of creating.